In this podcast episode, Ben Shapiro speaks with Jordan Peterson, a renowned psychologist and author, to discuss his latest book, Who Wrestle With God. The conversation delves into profound themes surrounding the nature of God, the significance of sacrifice, and the intricate relationship between human beings and the divine. Peterson begins by exploring the concept of God as something that transcends human categorization. He argues that God exists outside the structures of time and space, making him fundamentally different from material objects. This perspective challenges the conventional atheist question of whether God is real in the same way a table is real. Peterson posits that God is hyperreal, serving as the foundation upon which all reality depends. This understanding of God as a substrate of existence invites listeners to reconsider their perceptions of divinity and reality. Peterson emphasizes that the biblical texts consistently portray God as beyond human comprehension. For instance, the name of God in Hebrew encapsulates the essence of existence, what was, what is, and what will be. This ineffable quality of God suggests that any attempt to define him within human terms is inherently limited. The conversation highlights the importance of recognizing God as a reflection of the deeper truths that govern existence, rather than merely a being that fits neatly into human categories. A central theme in Peterson's discussion is the concept of sacrifice, which he argues is foundational to human existence. He explains that every act of perception involves a sacrifice, as focusing on one thing necessitates the neglect of others. This sacrificial nature of attention is mirrored in the biblical narrative, where the act of sacrifice is portrayed as essential for the establishment of a meaningful reality. Peterson suggests that the entire biblical library can be viewed as an exploration of sacrifice, illustrating its significance in shaping human experience. Peterson further elaborates on the idea that work itself is a form of sacrifice, where individuals trade their present comfort for future benefits. This perspective aligns with the biblical notion that reality is predicated on sacrifice, as seen in the stories of figures like Abraham. By understanding sacrifice as a vital component of existence, Peterson invites listeners to reflect on their own lives and the sacrifices they make for the greater good, whether in family, community, or personal growth. Throughout the episode, Peterson emphasizes the power of narrative in shaping human understanding and experience. He argues that stories serve as frameworks through which individuals interpret the world, providing meaning and context to their lives. This idea resonates with the notion that every perception is a micro-narrative, reflecting the complex interplay of ideas and experiences. Peterson's insights into the structure of narrative reveal how individuals can internalize stories and use them to navigate their own lives. Peterson also critiques the empiricist perspective, which assumes that all facts should be weighted equally. He argues that this value-free approach is biologically and psychologically untenable, as individuals naturally prioritize certain experiences over others. By recognizing the importance of narrative in shaping perception, Peterson highlights the need for individuals to engage with stories that promote values of sacrifice, community, and personal growth, rather than those that lead to nihilism or hedonism. The discussion takes a deeper turn as Peterson examines the biblical story of Adam and Eve, particularly the role of pride in the fall of humanity. He notes that the serpent's temptation is rooted in a clever manipulation of truth, leading Adam and Eve to believe they could attain knowledge equivalent to God's. This prideful overreach results in their expulsion from paradise and the introduction of suffering into the world. Peterson's analysis underscores the dangers of allowing pride to dictate one's actions, as it can lead to self-destructive consequences. Peterson further explores the psychological implications of pride, suggesting that it manifests in various forms of self-consciousness and vulnerability. He draws parallels between the biblical narrative and contemporary experiences, such as the common nightmare of being naked on stage. This metaphor illustrates how self-consciousness can arise when individuals become overly focused on their own desires and perceptions, rather than engaging with the world authentically. By recognizing the pitfalls of pride, Peterson encourages listeners to cultivate humility and a deeper connection to the divine. As the conversation progresses, Peterson delves into the relationship between individual sacrifice and the structure of society. He argues that a community founded on self-interest and immediate gratification ultimately collapses into chaos. In contrast, a society that values sacrifice and mutual support fosters stability and cooperation. Peterson's insights highlight the importance of establishing a social order that encourages individuals to prioritize the collective good over their own whims. Peterson draws on biblical examples, such as the stories of Noah and the Tower of Babel, to illustrate the consequences of societal structures that prioritize power or hedonism. He emphasizes that the biblical narrative consistently advocates for a family-centered society where individuals make sacrifices for the benefit of their loved ones and the community. A significant aspect of Peterson's work is his exploration of the search for meaning in a world that often feels chaotic and uncertain. He argues that the pursuit of meaning is intrinsically linked to the act of wrestling with God, as individuals grapple with their beliefs, values, and the nature of existence. This struggle is not merely an intellectual exercise. It is a deeply personal journey that shapes one's identity and purpose. Peterson encourages listeners to embrace the complexities of their own search for meaning, recognizing that it often involves confronting difficult truths and making sacrifices. He suggests that the process of wrestling with God can lead to profound personal transformation, as individuals learn to navigate the challenges of life with courage and resilience. By engaging with the divine and seeking a higher purpose, individuals can find a sense of fulfillment that transcends mere material existence. Throughout the episode, Peterson highlights the intersection of science and theology, arguing that both fields offer valuable insights into the nature of reality. He asserts that modern scientific advancements, particularly in psychology and neuroscience, can enhance our understanding of biblical narratives and their relevance to human experience. This synthesis of knowledge allows for a more comprehensive exploration of the human condition, bridging the gap between empirical evidence and spiritual truths. Peterson posits that these models reveal the intricate relationships between ideas and perceptions, suggesting that our understanding of reality is shaped by the narratives we construct. By integrating scientific findings with theological insights, Peterson advocates for a holistic approach to understanding the complexities of existence. A recurring theme in Peterson's work is the concept of adventure as a guiding principle in life. He argues that the spirit of adventure is essential for personal growth and development, encouraging individuals to embrace new experiences and challenges. This adventurous spirit is not merely about seeking thrills. It is about engaging with the world in a meaningful way and pursuing one's highest potential. Peterson draws parallels between the biblical figure of Abraham and the modern individual's journey of self-discovery. He emphasizes that the act of venturing into the unknown requires courage and a willingness to sacrifice comfort for the sake of growth. By fostering an adventurous mindset, individuals can navigate the complexities of life with resilience and purpose, ultimately leading to a more fulfilling existence. As the conversation unfolds, Peterson addresses the nature of belief and its implications for personal action. He argues that belief is not merely a set of propositions to be recited. It is a lived experience that shapes one's choices and actions. This understanding challenges the notion that belief can be reduced to a simple affirmation of faith, emphasizing instead the importance of commitment and sacrifice in the pursuit of truth. In the latter part of the episode, Peterson discusses the challenges posed by modernity and the cultural shifts that have emerged in recent years. He argues that the decline of traditional values and the rise of radical progressivism have led to a crisis of meaning in contemporary society. This cultural upheaval, characterized by a rejection of established norms, has resulted in a fragmented worldview that often prioritizes individual whims over collective well-being. As the episode draws to a close, Peterson issues a call to action for listeners to engage with the ideas presented throughout the discussion. He encourages individuals to wrestle with their beliefs, confront their vulnerabilities, and embrace the complexities of existence. This journey of self-discovery requires a willingness to sacrifice comfort for the sake of growth and a commitment to pursuing the highest possible good.